loves a good old video game trailer. Welcome back to Zombieland. No wandering around, no atmospheric BS.
So many headshots you could cast a movie.
Only the fastest and the deadliest motherfuckers make it onto the leaderboard.
Pop those zombie heads.
Sure, it's got shooting, but this ain't just about brain and Z's. This is a goddamn zombie-killing race. 2 headshots in a row triggers adrenaline mode. It's like bullet time, but better.
I'm ready if you're ready.
So limber up and get ready for wall-to-wall hellfire. Go fast, shoot for the head. Don't suck.
Welcome, everybody, to the Zombieland Invitational presented by VR Master League. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I am joined by my co-caster, Trip. How are you doing today, Trip?
I'm doing pretty great. I'm excited to see these guys compete in what I think is a very hard game.
Yep, the Zombieland Invitational is here. Zombieland Headshot Fever is the game, and you saw it in the intro. This game is super... It's surprising, Trip, I think is the one thing that I have in my mind, and how competitive it is. You know, there are so many elements to the game and its style that come together to put a really fun to watch competitive game in front of us, and I want to get into it all. I want to talk about the contestants. I want to talk about who's qualified. There is so much for us to dive through here, Trip, before we can even move on to our first match of the day. Obviously, first up, I got to start with your favorite rule. Zombieland Headshot Fever is a game that has a lot of rules. There are specifics on how you survive here, Trip, and I got to wonder, what are some of your favorites? I certainly know what mine is.
Well, I think mine's Rule 63. Obviously, you want to shoot for the head.
Yep.
And like we were saying, you know, a competitive game, you can play the game, you can run through, you can beat the levels, no problem. But
Right.
to get to where these people are is absolutely bonkers. Like, I can't even process how they get these fast times.
Yeah.
But there's just so much to do.
It's insane. We'll get more into that now. I got to get into my favorite rule, which is Rule 69, Trip. I think it's probably your favorite too, if we have to be honest. The fastest time wins. And that really is the case here today, right? The fastest time is going to take you to the top. There are other sort of scoring metrics in this game. It is a on-rails arcade-style shooter where you are directed down a specific path and have to kill zombies before you can move on. Headshots, like you mentioned, Trip, are vital. They enable the adrenaline system, which essentially turns on slow motion and lets you really hit those headshots a lot better, and also impacts your overall time. And so headshots are king here today, Trip. I mean, really, truly, if you're not double tapping, if you're not popping melons, you're going to be in trouble.
I mean, I feel like all our competitors know this.
Yeah.
I don't see how they would get here without double tapping everybody. Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a great transition, Trip, into our competitors today. Over the course of 2 weekends, we held 4 qualifying events. Starting 2 weekends ago, our first qualifying event, Abomination, came out on top, and it was really the first time we got to see how competitive these leaderboards would be, Trip. And I was watching it update throughout the course of the day. I'm shocked at how these scores continued to get cut down lower and lower and lower over the course of the day. I mean, the players that have won in these qualifiers are really competing well. I mean, they're top level competitors at this game. They can really fly through a round.
Yeah, we were even seeing people putting in scores with like 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left, and they're putting in top scores. Like they were waiting till that very last minute and to get in there, but it just kept going down. I mean, I saw the first time and I was like, this is impossible.
Yeah.
And then I saw it go keep. I was like, how is this happening?
Yeah, it was like I said, super exciting to watch the leaderboards. The second second qualifier event, Sphinx came out on top, and again, we got to talk about the players themselves, right? Abomination is a Pavlov VRML player. So if you wonder where that shooting expertise comes from, I really do think it's because he's already a veteran in shooting games like Pavlov. I mean, Trip, you would know, you're an Onward player. You said you struggle, but I mean, those gun skills do translate.
They do, and I am a huge fan of pistol games in VR. I feel like they feel good, especially ones that have an adjustment, which I'm so thankful that Zombieland has. The angle adjustment on the pistols is like a huge thing for me when trying to shoot, because every controller is different. Everyone holds their gun different, and it made it so much easier once you found that sweet spot.
Yeah. So again, Abomination of Pavlov, veteran there, and of course I say that, but literally our next qualifier, Sphinx, is a Echo Arena player. So you know, where maybe it's just the competitive nature, Trip. I don't know.
Maybe he plays a little bit of Echo Combat too. You know, he gets those pistol shots.
Yeah, very true. There is sub shooting in Echo Combat if you have that option, but I don't believe that's the case, as we don't have a league for that. So I think they are, at least I know, dedicated Echo Arena players, and they did great on that second qualifier. Love to see them competing. The third qualifier happened last weekend, and we get to see a familiar face. PeskyCashew comes out on top in our third qualifier. I was curious if we'd see him competing. We saw him put up some score lines in both of the qualifiers last weekend, but really couldn't get to the top. I mean, 8th and 6th, not to throw shade, Pesky, in that hunt for the first and second qualifier. And I think maybe something kicked in over the course of that week, and yeah, he came out swinging for that third qualifier event, really doing a fantastic job of beating LeVar GameOnScorpio, who is our fourth qualifier, and also one of the only people that actually has some competitive experience in this game in terms of playing it in a competitive space. He was recently on the Quest for Best. You may have seen him in our pre-show on the feed. GameOnScorpio is making a return to this event. He proved in the fourth qualifier that he is just as capable of competing at a high level, despite it, even if it is not a content creator contest. But I say that, and it kind of is, right? I mean, all these players have to stream their perspectives. We're going to be bumping in to our first game pretty soon, I imagine, Trip. I'm getting excited to get into this action and see what these times look like. We haven't even talked about really all of the nuance, all of the meta, all of the competitive discussions that have been going on in the Discord. What's your favorite perk? What 2 perks are you running? What gun loadouts are you running? These questions I have, and I want to see what these contestants are going to bring. Are we going to see the Vanilla? Are we going to see the Zoomy? Are we going to see, I think, what I got it written down here, the Zippy is the SMG,
Zippy.
and the Double Mad is the double shotgun. They all got their own unique names. The P90 is obviously in there too. I can't remember its unique name off the top of my head, but are we going to see the revolver? What kind of guns are we going to see brought here today from these players to get the best speed? That's the ticket here, right? There's elements in the game where you can get score, you know, TP, different things that can boost a score point in the game, but it's all about time here in this tournament and in this competition.
Yeah, and I really think we're only going to see a combo of 4 different weapons. Most of the players were using the B250 or the Z Hunter revolver for pistols, and then the shotgun and the P90 seem to be crowd favorites for the secondary. Which the shotgun, obviously, it keeps your adrenaline up when, it's just a crutch. It's great, and it's a good. Oh, I might have missed something. Not even using the shotgun as a shotgun, just to keep that modifier going. It's a good crutch, and then the P90 only gives you adrenaline when you get those kills, but you've got a 50-round mag, I think, something like that. A lot more ammo before you have to reload, so it's a good way to play.
You know,
honestly, I like playing with a solo pistol. That's why it just feels so good.
It truly does, and I think that's one of the more addicting elements of this game, is that the actual shooting mechanics of it feel fantastic. All of the guns are super fun to shoot. Contact into the heads, the popping of those heads. I mean, come on, it doesn't get any better than that. We're lucky we're not getting eaten right now, Trip. We got zombies right up on top of us shambling around. And a matter of fact, this is actually one of the toughest spots to run through. If you look at the map that we're going to be heading to, Gas and Gulp, this sequence gets crazy, and I think we're ready to get into our first game here soon enough. I think we have Turbo / Abomination readied up, and they should be diving in to their first run of Gas and Gulp. That is our first map of the day. It is where we are located, right here on this desk. Hopefully, Trip, we can duck under the bullets. You know, hopefully we don't get eaten by the zombies that are coming in this run, and that will be okay. But we'll find out. Here we go into the POV of Abomination loading up, and yeah, we're seeing that P90 in hand, and they're getting ready to start this first round. A little bit of a hiccup there, but hopefully we get a smooth run, and into the first round we go. Already a headshot has kicked off, and I mean, they're shooting before the doors open, Trip. We got to pay attention to this. I'm seeing bullets come out before they even transition, and there's no pistol use here. It's all P90. This isn't what I expected.
Yeah, I really don't see the secondary being the primary.
It does come out.
I thought I would have. But wow, he's already all the way on the roof. He's outside. He's got, what, 2 more X sections left, and that P90 is just mowing down people.
It is absolutely dominating this map right now. A flying round 1. I mean, Trip, we're going to be done with this event in an hour's time, going through all of these maps. I mean, 36 seconds, cut down by 27, a 8-9-4-7 score. S-tier scoreline coming in there from Abomination off of round 1. That's pretty solid. You can see a little bit of a sigh of relief there. Maybe they had their heads like this and then dropped them down to their sides to relax. Little shake out of the hands, got to keep it loose, got to get limber, and is going to go back in. And now look at the handshake. Did you see that, Trip? They just looked at their hand. Their hand is shaking. Yeah. Abomination is feeling the pressure here. Holy cow. But hey, now's the time to improve, right? You got to feel for that first round, and you have to come into your second one and improve.
We definitely should have put heart rate monitors on these guys and see how their heart rate goes up. But yeah, that score not beating his personal best, so he knows he can do better. And he's obviously going through, getting those shots, like you said, before the door opens. I was playing around with that this morning, and it definitely helps get your times up once you've played it through. And that just goes to show how much these guys have practiced and played these maps, because they know exactly where these zombies are going to be before they even show up.
Yep.
And he's all the way through. He's, what, 5 seconds? He might have a better time. That's 6. He had 8 for the first one.
Yeah, definitely improving each round after round, recognizing the shots missed. This sequence looks a lot better than last time, although that zombie is going to hurt. And you can see the disappointment after missing that shot. A bit of a head shake there. Not exactly pleased with that run. Let's see what the end scoreline is after it's ticked down, and not as good. 9-1-55. His first run actually a bit better there than his second, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 8-9-4-7. Yes. So a touch better. And you got to wonder what the plan is going to be coming in here for this next round from A-Bomb. Are they going to continue? Do you try and go back to what you did in the first one? How do you stabilize your nerves? How do you calm yourself here when there's so much on the line, Trip? We didn't even talk about it. There's $10,000 on the line here in prizing. These people are competing for a huge chunk of cash.
I can't tell. Is he two-handing the P90? I can't see his second hand.
No, I think the second hand is just there. Yeah, you know what's interesting is it seems like they also are transferring. Yeah, they're transferring quickly between guns with the pistol and the P90. Oh, and those missed shots are brutal. It's wild to see how much missing one bullet, Trip, impacts time on these runs.
But it's still, he's on a 22 combo. He's run a combo for the entire thing. That might be it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully they give us a look at the final score. See what it ticks down to. Yeah, it is. It's better. It's the best score of the day. That's what you want. Your final round, you managed to lock in a 8-5-1-6. Solid job. You can see a little bit of a celebration there coming in from A-Bomb. And Trip, we're off to the races. Round 1, map 1, complete. What are your initial thoughts? What are your thoughts on the loadout, the kit, what we saw on this first run?
A lot of things I wasn't expecting there. I was not expecting them to start with their secondary. I had never even thought to do that. I always think of the secondary as like an emergency fallback, not my primary way to get kills. And then the quickness with the transitions between the P90, the pistol, the P90, the pistol was just swapping between sections. And it looks like he knows, depending on how many zombies there are in each section, which weapon would be the better choice. And you can see him switch between them. And we're talking a race to beat 8.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a fast time.
Yeah, and I mean, strats that I think have been discussed that really were developed over the course of these qualifiers, in that you have to be pre-firing doors. You got to be knowing your next direction before you get that kill, so that you're instantly traveling forward through the map. There's a lot of nuance that these players have figured out at this high level, Trip, and I love to see the commitment to getting better. I mean, these players did not know the map until 10 minutes before this tournament, Trip. They did not know they were going to be here. He had those routes pre-planned, had those strategies already in the mind, ready to go for this event.
Yeah, and I forget how many total there are, but there are a lot of maps, so it's not like that's a lot of time sunk in to get everyone practiced up. But when you've got these prizes on the line, I mean, you want to spend that time. Let's talk about those prizes.
$10,000 in a cash prize pool coming in here, Trip, and I think first place comes away with $5,000. You know, there is a brand new future-proof computer in your hands after a W from this tournament, if you desire it. And so I imagine that you know, the pressure is on. And heck, we saw it, Trip. We saw the hands shaking at the start of that round. We saw the trembling going into round 2, and it impacted round 2. The nerves seemed to really affect how well he did that second round.
Yeah, he definitely. He had to shake it off, and he did. He shook it off for round 3.
Yeah.
He did a much better job. And
literally saw the shake off.
I wonder if it was more of a, okay, I have a good time, you know, a sub 9 seconds. I have a 9-second time, which sucked. So we're just gonna throw that out, and then we're gonna go, we'll just do what we do, and you know, the third one could be better or not. But maybe he felt comfortable enough with his round 1 time that there wasn't that pressure anymore on that round 3.
Yeah, this is the beauty of this event, Trip. All of these little things that we have to consider, all of the nuance of it. And again, for maybe those that don't know the format and what they're even tuning in here today, we're going to get the leaderboard up once we're done with our first map. Trust me, I'll showcase where everyone's ranks are. But for now, I can explain the format, and that is that we have 3 maps that are going to get played here today with 4 contestants. Each contestant gets to play each map 3 times. The best score is the score that they come away with off of that map. So as in the case of A-Bomb, he'll come away with an 8-5, 4-7, I guess, score line. They will then move on to map 2. The best player in this first map will start map 2, and we'll do the same thing. Everybody will play 3 rounds on map 2. We'll then move to map 3. Everybody plays 3 rounds on map 3, and at the end of the event, the cumulative scores of all 3 maps determines who is our champion, our first, second, third, and fourth. And heck, Trip, I mean, right now, since they've qualified, they're in the money. First, second, third, and fourth is getting cash from this event.
Yeah, everyone gets paid out. So if you made it through those qualifiers, you are definitely walking away with some cash. However, like Nightfire said, I would really want that first place prize. I'd really like a new computer.
Yeah, and one thing I think we also have to mention is where we haven't even talked about it yet. We're live everywhere right now. We're live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and in particular, Oculus Venues, a great platform to watch these tournaments that we have for VRML, and we've got a lot of them. We got Echo Arena, which is wrapping up its season, so you're going to be seeing Echo Arena Season 4 finals coming up here, which are going to be incredibly hype on Oculus Venues. But then in addition, we have events like this, the Zombieland Invitational, where you can go in, download the app on your headset, pop into Venues, and watch this game on a big screen with a bunch of other folks. And I think, Trip, we stalled long enough. I think we're getting ready to go in to the action for our second contestant, who is going to be Sphynx. And I'm really looking forward to how they compete. They just sort of got to watch Abomination kick off that first round. And I'm very curious to see if they're going to be able to compete at the same sort of level here for round 2. Hopefully, again, we get a smooth broadcast that comes through on your end, and we can dive in to our first round here, Trip, coming in from Sphinx.
Let's take a quick look. When we were seeing his personal best, there was 10 seconds, which is nowhere near what he needs to beat this. So let's see. He's coming out with the pistol starting out, and he's missing. Forgot about a zombie, it looked like.
Yep. Well, hey, this is one of the things we have to talk about, Trip. They don't necessarily know what map they're going to come into, right? So they may not be prepared fully on everyone's location. They may not have practiced every single map like A-Bomb did, but even here I am seeing some quick runs coming in from Sphinx, some good sequences coming through. But to your point, 10 seconds, I think you cut those extra 2 by pre-firing doors, by charging in and getting those extra kills. And I'm curious to see if Sphinx will be trying to sort of pre-fire doors at any point. They certainly learned, right? We saw them miss a zombie, and so that's kind of an indicator that they aren't 100% familiar with the route on this map.
Yeah, and we're also seeing him pulling away. He's using that P90 as well, but he's pulling away before it's a full kill, which then causes him to go back to that zombie, which wastes time. Definitely burned a lot of time there on that last zombie. And I'm thinking we're going to see like 11, 12 seconds on that one. That was not a great run, I don't think. I think Sphynx knows that. Ooh, 18 seconds.
Yeah, a tough start here. And, you know, even though it's not necessarily close to A-Bomb, that's not the end, right? You have to come in here with your next 2 rounds and really execute these super fast. You have to update your scores. You have to make sure that you're coming in here with the best score you can every map, because again, at the end of the day, all 3 map times matter. So let's say A-Bomb has a tough map 2 and Sphynx dominates on map 2. You can cut time down there on these different maps. And so I'm very curious to see if we do get again, a time cut down, obviously, from these next few rounds coming in. But just what we get over the course of this event, Trip. What kind of score lines we see put up from everybody on multiple maps. It's a true test of skill in this game, which is what I love about everything we do at the VRML. It's always ultra competitive. And, well, heck, we're seeing the competition is fierce here today with A-Bomb putting up a great score line. And this sequence seeming to be difficult with just the pistol. The P90 was crucial for A-Bomb when they ran through this sequence. And the pistol definitely seems a touch slower through that final bit. Curious to see what their score line is when it comes through off of the second one, because that looked better.
It did look a little bit better, but...
Oh, worse.
It was not.
Yeah.
20 seconds going up in time. His personal best, 10, so he's definitely doubled his personal best. Maybe the competition is getting to him. Maybe...
Yeah, I think the pressure is very much on right now for these players. Like we've been saying, they are feeling that pressure, and you can see that he is pre-firing doors now. Yeah, look at that. He's even after 2 runs, Trip, they've learned on moving a bit faster. It does look like a little bit of a miss there, caused a touch of a slowdown, but that's a quick sequence through the stairs, fastest I've seen from them yet.
Yeah, he definitely sped that one up, but then again the miss, and like we were talking about with the P90, giving you adrenaline on kills plus having all of that ammo. And there's another one where he missed the zombie and had to go back to it. He didn't complete the kill. But you could also see him swapping. So when he's swapping to the pistol, it looks like it's on the zombies that he can anticipate that he's going to actually kill in that time to keep the adrenaline going. But now he's just switched to it because I think he's out of P90 ammo.
They've been running out of P90 towards the end of those sequences every time, and I think that's been impacting the score line. Also, any apologies to any sort of lag issues we have there. We have to pull in live feeds from each competitor, and so it does end up being sort of up to the quality of the contestant in some extent. Hopefully we can iron that out for the next few maps, but I anticipate everything should be going smooth sailing here with our next few competitors. Next up is PeskyCashew, and then after that, GameOnScorpio. And so I am curious to see what kind of, again, scorelines we get from these players, because, geez, A-Bomb came out swinging, clearly, with some strats and was ready, right? We saw, I think, A-Bomb probably being almost, it seems like they guessed that they had it, that this was going to be a map and practiced it, really. Because the A-Bomb's route, you could just see the difference in routes between Abomination and Sphinx there in both of those runs.
His gun also seemed very steady. I want to know what system he's playing on and whether he has either a stock or the what do you call them? The pistol, the grips, the extended grips to make it fit better in your hand, or what he's using, because it seemed so steady compared to what we just saw from Sphinx. And we could see that Sphinx was obviously playing on an index when we saw his controllers.
Yeah, I don't think we caught that last score, but have no fear. At the end of this map, we will be reporting in on the score lines. I can assure you it's all being calculated and tracked. Just a matter of getting everyone's first map through the door, so to speak, and then we can give you show you that score line. But So far, so good, Trip. The competition clearly here, you know, and an 18-4, I think the best there coming in. So an 10-second difference, because an 8.5 came in from A-Bomb. So a 10-second difference out the gate. And like I said, Trip, like we were saying in that run, it's not over by any means for Sphinx or anybody that wants to try and beat A-Bomb, because we have 3 maps. They don't know what those maps are. They don't have time to they can't practice them now. Even during these breaks, it's against the rules for players to play the maps that are going to be played in this tournament. They know what they are, so they can mentally prepare, but they cannot practice these rounds, Trip. So it's going to be interesting to see, again, how do you adapt? We saw adaptation there. I think this Sphinx was really a good case of what I anticipate from everybody, really. They're going to have to adjust to the map and do better each round.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to talk about the qualifiers. If you thought the 8 seconds was fast, we had, what was it, 3.8 seconds on the second qualifier. So it really depends on the map too, right? They could technically have a much faster time. And Sphinx obviously got a 3.8 on what I forget what map qualifier 2 was, but he had the fastest time on that one. So he's capable of putting out fast times. So it really depends on how comfortable he is with the map and what map it is. And you know, honestly, I think the best thing they could be doing right now is potentially, if they recorded all of these, watching their own game tape back and just like running through.
Yeah, where did I miss?
Where the zombies are. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's what we see at the high level from everyone, all the competitive teams in the VRML, right? They're looking at footage, they're looking at past broadcasts and learning from that. I think we have our third competitor prepping, almost ready. Should be hopping in to that action soon. Again, hopefully no tech difficulties. We do apologize if any of those do come up, but sometimes,
this is the internet, folks.
Yeah, we cannot avoid them. The show must go on, though, and me and Trip can still certainly commentate and enjoy the action, even if it's not necessarily smooth as butter. At least I can, Trip, because we still get to see the scores, we still get to see the attempts through some of those sequences, and geez, it's got me excited for our next few competitors. I do want to see how Pesky does. I really want to see how Game On performs when the pressure is on here, and I think we're ready. I think we're going to be popping in to PeskyCashew. We get to look at the perks here too. Final shot coming in there. That's one thing we don't get to talk a lot about, Trip, is those perks.
Yeah, definitely something that I had thought about on the last run. The last shot giving you more adrenaline with the kill, and he's using the revolver and the shotgun.
Interesting.
As opposed to the P90 and the pistol. So let's see how this works out for him. He's ready. He's got that shotgun up. Wow. Instant adrenaline from that shotgun kill, but misses that one. He's keeping this multiplier up. He's keeping the adrenaline up. He's playing well. It seems slower. This is what's fun about this game, is that slow is fast, right?
Right.
As long as you maintain that multiplier, and he's got the shotgun up again, gets that kill through the door.
What?
Look at that instant adrenaline, one-hit kill on the guy through the door. Adrenaline back up.
You can see the
going,
nerves.
He's going.
You can see the nerves impacting shots here, just a touch. But they are hitting their shots, and yeah, they're keeping that slow modifier up at all costs. That's the key here for Pesky's run. And so I want to see how that differs in comparison to A-Bomb, because A-Bomb wasn't necessarily, they were going for the combo, but it wasn't slow-mo headshots a lot of the time with the P90. It was just quick transfers to instantly killing. I'm 13 seconds though. Hey, that's certainly close, and we saw some misses there too. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, Trip, but there's hands shaking from Pesky too.
Yep. And his personal best also on an 11 seconds. So definitely not the fastest out of the gate for this map.
That first shot has cost him at least a second each time they've missed. And you can see a little bit of a different strategy he's going with here. Oh no, misses the travel. Tries to anticipate the travel, and misses that shot too. Has to pick up the shotty, and at this point you'd reset, right? But if this is a run you're trying to set at a high level, I think those misses cause you to reset. But that's not an option here in this tournament. You get 3 runs.
There's a head shake there.
You get
he was
3
not happy
runs.
with that miss either.
Yeah, and that's it. And well, they're gonna have to come into this next one and do better. And I kind of wonder if A-Bomb putting up that sort of pressure, missing that shotgun shot too, out of the gate has really caused a little bit of a stress from some of these players, because Man, we are definitely seeing it impact. Yeah, you can see. He knows he can do better. Pesky, so close though. You know, again, 13, not too far off, 5-second difference. The maps make all the difference. You know, the map can really change everything. And so let's land this first shot out the gate, Pesky. That's going to be the key. Hit this first one. Oh, and he says, I am not missing this shot. Oh, geez, the shotty not getting the instant is hurting him a lot here. He's expecting the instant kill to come in, and it's not. But look at the look at threading the needle with some of these shots. I mean, really super tight corners that they're shooting some of these zombies on.
On the stairs, we saw him actually physically move to get around the corner. Right, he stepped to his right to shoot around the stairs.
That's a better sequence. These are he's way better through the bust there than they were last time. Now let's see if they can go clean here. Oh, good shotgun use there. Has learned from their mistakes of missing that shot. That seems to be the best one, Trip, if I had to say so.
I still don't think he was happy with it. He had a little bit of a head shake at the end there. But it's that last zombie, the one behind the 13, 2, 7, 8. The zombie behind the fuel pump doesn't come out fast enough. So he was shooting it ahead of time, trying to hit it, trying to get one of those shotgun rounds to catch.
Wow, what a fantastic sequence there from Pesky. I love it, dude. I just love to see the pressure. I love to see the competition really come in and get. Yeah, watch out for that. That's get you. I could eat you. I could pop down and snag you. I just love to see the pressure coming in here, and A-Bomb seems to be the one to beat right now. I mean, they had the strats. They were practiced and ready, and frankly, I don't know why you wouldn't be, right? If you have a chance at competing for 5K, why wouldn't you play every map for 5 hours straight? I mean, invest the time, understand every single map, have routes and plans and strategies for every single one, and optimize those routes, because there's money to be won here. You know, there is a competition to be competed in, and A-Bomb right now is coming with guns blazing, so to speak. Definitely abides to Rule 69, I can tell you that.
Yep, definitely want those speeds. Do we have a list somewhere of what the qualifying maps were? Because I feel like A-Bomb... Was Qualifier 1 this map?
No, so none of the qualifiers are maps that are being played in the finals. So they played different maps. Gas and Gulp has 2 routes. There is a second Gas and Gulp route map that you can run on, and so maybe that's what you're thinking of, but they have not played these yet, at least over the course of this tournament in a competitive state. Like I said, you can play any map you want, you can practice any map you want, but yeah, I mean, I am getting now refueled as map 2 and or no, those were okay, these are our qualifier maps. Refueled, 10 seconds, TP farm, and going spare. Those were the qualifiers. So yeah, we're not getting any repeats here today in the finals, and so yeah, wow. So far, so good, Trip. You know, despite a little hiccups on one of our contestants set, and Pesky looking good, and we'll see how Game On does. He's really the big question mark I have. You know, he competed and won the Quest for the Best tournament. He has experience to some level in a competitive state. The question I have is when the pressure is on, how do they perform, right? When you only get 3 runs, when you have to do your best each run, you cannot afford mistakes. You don't get a chance to hit that restart button and optimize. You just got to do it. You got to keep going. And I feel like that might be the hardest part. If you miss Trip, oh gosh, I just feel like that's so hard to come back from.
I wonder how much they're having to fight the urge to just like hit the button and hit reset. Like I know when you played other games, you know, any of the rhythm games, any of those games that like every second matters, every move matters, and you're like, oh, I totally missed that reset.
Yep.
Like, is that slowing them down where they're having to like stop themselves from doing that?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you really have to push through the run's ruined moment. You have to push through that and then keep executing. Yep. I guess, you know, that's the beauty of speedrunning, right? That's essentially what this tournament has come down is, right? It's a speedrun tournament between these 4 players who can speedrun the fastest. And I am I'm excited, dude. This is map 1's going good so far, Trip, and I'm really excited. I really want to see how Game On does. We got some other little tricks and treats to throw in here as well. A interview or two from some of the developers, Sony execs, folks that you'll want to hear from, I'm sure. And we'll be running those by after the end of this final round, which we should be bumping into shortly. Hopefully Game On is all set and prepared, and we can be diving in to our next round in a few moments here. But so far, Trip, what are your impressions? I mean, we're only in first to the first map, and I'm seeing stuff I like.
I'm excited to see how much faster these guys can get, how much time they can shave off from first to third round on all of these maps. Like I just want to see it, and I'm really excited to see Scorpio do this next one and see if he can just come out blazing.
Yeah, I think he is ready, so we should be popping in to that action shortly. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how they compete. And Trip, I mean, we have to also consider some of these players are going to have favorite maps, right? You know, Scorpio might love Gas and Gulp. Personal best is 1033. That's a little concern. You know, that's we'll see, but still, he might really like this map, understand it. He's also had time to watch the other contestants, Trip. He's had time to learn from the mistakes.
Yeah, he's been able to see it. We're seeing a combo here of the pistol and the shotgun, it looks like.
It's the same thing that Sphinx went with in the start to this sequence. And seeing some difference in preferences on exiting. Oh no, that's going to be tough. Misses that headshot and has to pull out the shotty just to finish it. I think they transferred off of that zombie too soon, and they do it off of that one as well. Just not getting those double taps. And Trip, that's something we haven't talked a lot about. You got to hit some of these heads 2 or 3 times in a row, and you have to hit them in a row. If you miss one of those double taps, your combo's gone, you're slowing down, you're not getting the speed you need. That miss shot over the head hurts. It impacts your score lines significantly. One thing we've seen is oh no, misses that zombie. That's going to impact routing. But a lot of less use of the shotgun overall here. Like we were talking about, Trip, you prefer the pistol. It seems like Scorpio prefers the pistol himself. The
pistol, I will say, the pistol does not do a lot of damage. It is not great for hitting those hard to hit, those heavy zombies. Yep. But it just feels so good. And when you can get those headshots over and over and you double tap, it makes you feel so much better than just going, oh yeah, one shot with a shot. He missed 2 zombies there right off the. He is not happy with this round at all.
Restart.
I don't know if he can make up that time.
Restart after that. You know, you're in trouble. He had a bad time through here though, and this looks way cleaner. And so this is something we talk about. You got to still push through, right? So you have to learn. You have to adapt and go, okay, well, I can still improve on a different sequence, and then combine all of my performances together so that we have the best run at the final round. So he's learning, Trip. That's what I'm going to say here. They're learning from their mistakes and missing these shots. Oh, he's mad about that one. Loses the combo too, Trip. This is a tough sequence through here. Has to go to the shotty. I don't think that was going to be as good as the first, but curious.
We are definitely seeing some head shakes mid-round from Scorpio.
He knows. They know once the shot's been missed, it's not good enough. And if you're not in the S tier, yeah, you're definitely not going to have a high enough time. And the toughest part is, Trip, is they can look over the leaderboard on their left and see the score of their most recent player. They can see the score of everybody that's played against them in that leaderboard that's being calculated right now. Wow, it is on right now, Trip. That sequence better. Landed the shots and able to push through there. They're not transferring off too early. That's the key. They've learned, again, from their mistakes. Keeping this modifier is most important. Got to keep that slow-mo going, and they're doing great here. 12, 13 modifiers. I think we saw 25 coming in that best run from Avon, and so if they can keep that modifier going, it's definitely going to put them up. So far, 18, 19. These are some good modifiers coming in here. Still has Shoddy as well. Doesn't go to it and loses the modifier. Tries to pull Shoddy out there. Missed the grab. Yeah, that's a second or two tacked on. Half a second or so tacked on right there. Let's see what the final scoreline coming in from him is. Yeah, this is going to be the best one for sure. Yeah, great run. a great run. Second place right now. 12-8-4-3. You can see Game's happy with that. Clap on the hands. Very pleased to be at least within 4 seconds. That is good of A-Bomb. A-Bomb came out blazing there with that first one. And, geez, the competition trip, it is on right now. Map 1 is done. So let's hop over to the scoreboard trip. Let's see what we have from everyone. Hopefully we can... Oh, I don't see the scoreboard updating. Let's get that updated for you.
Yeah, that round 3 was definitely the epitome of shave time off. I mean, 19, 22, 12. That's a massive time improvement. And that multiplier had a lot to do with it. He just kept that multiplier going.
Yep. And again, hopefully we can get that scoreboard back up and updated for you. It seems like it wasn't for me, at least. But, Trip, we can take a look at the scores. We do have them. In first, obviously, Abomination, an 8.5 for map 1. In second, coming in pretty close behind, I think a 12.8 from the likes of GameOnScorpio. A third place run from Pesky of 13.9, and then, or 13.2, excuse me, that was their final run. And then a fourth place run of 19. What was it, Trip?
For Scorpio or for Pesky?
For Sphinx. I believe they are last place now.
Sphinx, sorry.
Yeah.
Sphinx is best
18-4.
18-4.
Yeah, so that's going to be the order. A-Bomb, Game On, Pesky, Sphinx for map number 2. And so we will be bumping into that and checking out how that goes. I am looking forward to, obviously, our second map of the day, Trip. That's going to be incredibly exciting to watch, especially as these players get loose, right? As you warm up. We're getting loose on the caster's desk. We're warming up here, and so are these players. And so I am super excited to see how map 2 unfolds. But before we get to it, Trip, let's take a brief intermission, a brief pause, if you will, and cut over to an interview from one of the execs of Sony and see what they have to say.
Alright, so you're watching the Zombieland competition right now in VRML, and that's fantastic. But now you got me cutting in the middle of this. So hopefully there'll be something more interesting than just me talking to the camera, because you don't even know who I am. Why do you care about what I'm talking about? You want to get back to the action, right? You want to see that adrenaline system pop. You want to see folks doing some speed runs inside of Zombieland levels and just killing it, and some of the best players out there. You want to see the skill. You don't want to see me. Who am I? I'm just a guy at Sony who helped make this game from the Sony Pictures side. That's all. That's all. You don't want to hear what my story is about how XR Games made this game fantastic. They did all the hard work out of Leeds. Bobby Tandy and his team kicked ass getting this game done, put out into a competitive situation so that these players that you're watching right now could go in there and just pow, pow, just double tap and get all the time to stop so they can capture all the loot, progress, whatever it is. I don't know. You want to watch that shit. You don't want to watch me talking about this stuff, flailing around here. You're tired of looking at people talking to their cameras and their screens. You want to get back to the action. You want that Zombieland action. You want that Zombieland headshot fever action. That's what you're here for. Not me. So I'm done. I'm out.
A interesting interview coming in there from one of the top Sony execs. We love to see the enthusiasm for the Headshot Invitational, to say the least, Trip, and it's here at the desk too. I am super excited about map number 2, which is where we are headed for the rest of this event, I suppose. We have obviously 3 maps to be played out, but already competition is fierce, and if A-Bomb doesn't perform well enough on the second map, we could see a shift in who is first and second and third even, because Pesky's right behind Game On. I mean, this is a tight race so far. Sphinx definitely gonna have to come out and perform well on map number 2, which I believe is going to be
Smart Tick Technology
is
map number 2.
And this is a totally different kind of map, Trip, which is what I love about the game, the variety that this game has. We didn't even see certain mobs in that first map, right? We didn't see any throwers, we didn't see screamers, we didn't see any super fans, we didn't see any big guys you got to avoid shooting for time deduction. I mean, there is a lot of variety to this game, and I think we're going to see. I know at least several throwers and some screamers, I believe, in Smart Tech, from what I remember. And in addition, this is a much longer map. This is a way longer map than Gas and Gulp. Gas and Gulp is done in 10. I think your fast time is 30. 20 is what we saw there for A-Bomb as their best. Right, so. Yeah, we are going to see how A-Bomb performs on Smart Tech. Again, a much longer route. And, ooh, are we seeing a different setup there? That looked like the revolver instead of the pistol trip.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
We are seeing the P90 still,
Yep.
so sticking with that, his favorite one.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know if you saw that, but the prep, they had the gun out in the direction
Pointed
that
in
the
the
zombie
direction.
would be and shot as soon as they pressed the button. I mean, A-Bomb is here with dedication to the cause to go as fast as possible through this sequence. And they are flying, Trip. This is a super quick run. And again, what's interesting to see is just pure P90. Are we even seeing revolver shots come in yet? Was that ever going to even come through? I'm not sure.
There
Oh.
it is. There's the revolver shots. And, you know, this part right here burns through time, adds time to your map, because you have to go up the elevator.
Yep.
And...
Ooh.
Another swap
rare
to
miss.
the revolver there.
Gosh, A-Bomb.
I haven't figured out what's the key to switching to the revolver. What's the factor that makes him swap?
I believe it's the reload. When you see he's getting low on ammo, he swaps, and then during a downtime sequence, reloads the P90. During a transition sequence, reloads. And so they are optimizing, min-maxing every single shot to the maximum degree. Let's see what this scoreline is. Is it going to be a 20? Is it his best? No, but he's only 3 seconds off. 23-749. The first score to get entered in from the likes of A-Bomb. And, oh, looks like they forgot to do a restart, but that's all right. Oh, they want to do a switch up.
He's changing his loadout. He's going to change it out.
I like that. Okay.
I was wondering if we were going to see that during this thing, because I didn't know if that was allowed or not. I don't
believe it's
think
against
it's
the rules.
explicitly...
Yeah, you can go in with whatever loadout you want. And so if you're not feeling a certain loadout, you can change it. And he definitely wasn't feeling the revolver there. Opts to go in to the P90 and, again, flying through this first sequence. And just using the P90. Trip, watch here. As they get down to 7, that's when the switch comes. The gun is low, and they stay on that pistol. Now, during these downtimes, the reload's in, back to 50 on the P90. And so it's all about timing, all about that transition sequences. And you'll see the P90 gets reloaded in the elevator. Once we get there, you can see how low it gets. That's the swap to the... oh, no! Oh, no!
No! Oh, no.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to be... You can see the head shake, too, but now you have to keep going, right? You have to keep persevering, try and make this a good run. Try and improve. And maybe what he's realizing is he doesn't want this pistol for his final run, right? He's testing it out, giving it a run for its money, and I don't know if he's liking what he's seeing so far, but they are flying still through this map. The pre-firing on certain mobs, killing them and turning away instantly and dropping the rest
Extra
of that
dead
ammo
on
there.
that
Yeah,
last
it's just making sure. This one's not going to be his best, but an okay run nonetheless. Only a second off their last time trip, 24-7-2 there. So this is the one to beat, Trip. I think A-Bomb's the player to beat here. They are really coming out guns blazing in this first two sequences.
I'd like to point out I played this one this morning and I had a minute 10 or something like that. So, you know, these people putting in 20-second times is very impressive. That first section looks good. 2 seconds to clear that whole first room. Now he's moving down the hallway. 3.5 seconds. Keeping his combo up. He needs to keep those movements up. That's one thing that can make or break it is if you look away from the movement. The movement is eye tracking, or not eye tracking, view based. So you have to look at where you want to go when the train comes up or whatever you call it, the rail comes up. And if you don't do that,
right,
or if you look away mid transition, it doesn't do it. And so that, honestly, for me, that's one of the harder parts of the game is to keep looking in the direction you want to go while preparing mentally for a zombie being somewhere else. But this is looking like a much better run. He obviously didn't switch his weapon out. The time he had to wait there for that zombie to stand up, burning, adding a little bit of time. He's at 20 seconds now.
too faster.
It's gonna be close.
It's too faster than the last run. So we'll see. But they stuck with the pistol trip. They didn't go off of it. They kept with that pistol for this second run. They knew they could do better. And A-Bomb comes in with the best yet. 21-8. Not their personal best, but the head nod of confirmation, the celebration there. Very clearly pleased with their performance so far. And so excited to see where we go, Trip, with the rest of this event. But map number 2 delivering so far. That is for sure a out the gate exciting bit of strat that we are seeing. The shifting in guns even, Trip.
Yeah.
I like to see trying new things, and A-Bomb's definitely trying new things with that revolver for at least the first round.
That was not what he ran for the previous
No, they
one.
had
He
the-
ran
they had
the
that.
pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they had that
So
pistol.
definitely trying something out. Maybe he wasn't as familiar with the map because I don't feel like the Z revolver is a great choice for that one. There's just so many zombies, and in most of the rooms there's more than 7. Your Z revolver holds 7 max.
Yeah.
So I really don't know if that was a great choice, and obviously he thought it wasn't either, so he switched out of it.
Right.
And cut his time down. It's funny that his time round 2 went up when he switched classes, and then round 3 went back down. So
Yeah.
it definitely took a little bit of learning, but he got there. And like I said, I'm over a minute on that map, so I don't know. I it just goes to show how much time you can shave off. I want to look at the worldwide leaderboards right now and see how much of a span there is.
Yeah, I gotta wonder how good you can get it. You know, what is the best possible? Because that's not necessarily what we're seeing here today. It's not the best performance from these players. It's how good can they perform under pressure with limited tries. You know, it's something that you really only get when you do a tournament aspect like this or do a tournament like this. And a shout out, I suppose, is in order for sure to the XR Games folks, the Zombieland development team, for putting in this event system that allows us to just have an integrated leaderboard for our events that's specific to this event. It is really cool and by far the easiest way to run a tournament. I mean, to have it in-game, Trip, it doesn't really get much simpler to do or participate in than that.
I gotta say the XRG folks are also awesome to work with.
Yeah.
Just overall an awesome group of people.
Yep.
Loved meeting with them, loved working with them.
Yeah, and they have a pretty, a much a jokingly less known title of a game. Angry Birds was their first sort of foray into the VR space. Obviously an incredibly popular one, Angry Birds franchise, well known, as is the Zombieland franchise. And so they've got this history of, in my opinion, doing a lot of justice to these big franchises. I mean, Zombieland Headshot Fever is addicting, Trip. I mean, you get in and you start playing it and you start hunting for those leaderboards, you start looking for the upgrades, you start unlocking new maps and new kits, and suddenly you're 4 or 5 hours deep and you're competing for a leaderboard position and you don't know what's happened.
I mean, you messaged me this morning and you were like, "Are you awake?" I was like, "Yes, I've been playing Zombieland all morning. I lost track of time. Leave me alone."
Yeah, it is. It's surprise. It's super fun, and I think in an era where a lot of people maybe necessarily are looking for free roam or 5 versus 5, whatever. This game just, the mechanics are just executed so well that it makes it so fun. Doesn't matter that you're on rails. It's part of the game. You can see it, how it blends in to the esport level of competition. And where do we go from here, Trip? Map, our second round of map 2 coming in from GameOnScorpio, it should be. And looking forward to popping in to that action hopefully soon. Hopefully they are up and ready and prepared for Smart Tech. It is, like you said, a different map than Gas and Gulp, much longer. And you have to have that ability to persevere through a long map like this, even if you miss shots.
Yeah. And we're also seeing I believe there's a Banshee in the hallway. There's a heavy somewhere in there?
Several heavies,
and
I think.
there's a roam. What do you call it? Homers?
Yes.
There's a Homer in there as well. So.
And we didn't even see any of those throws coming through from A-Bomb because they were specifically targeting those mobs first. They were killing those mobs before they could get to their default position, and throw. And I mean, geez, we got to think. We still haven't even talked about a lot of elements that these players have realized. When they play a map, the movements aren't all exactly identical. These zombies have a bit of a randomization in their shamble. Sometimes if you hit a zombie, it can stumble and run into another one and impact how that route rolls out, how a zombie moves through the zone. And oh, geez, off to a bit of a tough sequence here. Missing that headshot, you can see not happy there. Tries to go for the shotgun grab, and then out of shotgun ammo. The head shake there off that sequence. And now you have to think, Trip, I have the whole map ahead of me that I have to execute well on, and I have to improve over the course of this run.
Yeah, using that shotgun sparingly, and here's the heavy. He took down the Banshee in the hallway there, or the Feral in the hallway. Took the heavy, has to reload. He's definitely not happy, but he is making enough time. His combos are looking good, but now he's waiting, because that zombie, like you said, fell backwards, and I think it pushed back on that one in the doorway.
Yeah, it's really, it is interesting, right? It's a measure of patience. Oh, I do also like the C-Trip, one thing we haven't talked about. It's just the difference in route. There are routes into these maps. There are ways you can kill zombies, and certain ones you can prioritize first, second, third. A completely really different approach to this sequence coming in from Scorpio than A-Bomb. Granted, they're using different guns, but still a much different sort of entryway here. And we'll see what their final scoreline is of the first run of the day. Certainly room to improve, though, and I think Scorpio recognizes that. Yeah, 35 seconds. You see the head shake there. 10 seconds back. They were about this far back after their first run in map 1, though, so they are certainly capable of, you know, bouncing back from a rough start. And that's what they need to do. This start was a little bit slow the first run. I think Scorpio is going to look to improve on that here. Missing that zombie is not what they want. Really looking to kill that zombie. You can't go back to the shotgun after you've expended all the bullets in it, but doesn't have to shift to it. Is ready for that third one to come out. Great bit of shooting coming in here from Scorpio. The steady game too. I mean, really, one thing we don't think about is the accuracy, truly, of aiming the guns here. It is a skill set that some of these players obviously have honed in a little bit better than others, and those missed shots are going to hurt, but does get through at a pretty quick pace into the elevator. And
I want to say we did see him whip out both primary and secondary, both the shotgun has to take down. And I have to say, for me personally, that's one of the hardest things to do in this game, is aim both weapons at the same time. It's not great. And we are seeing him two-hand pistol. Obviously, that slow, do those double taps easier. It's much more accurate. And then we see this double shotgun, the shotgun pistol come out for the end there, just to get that final kill.
I think one thing I am noticing, I don't know what that was. One thing I am noticing is that
is telling him that he's not doing well.
He's got 4 seconds off his last time, so I think he's doing all right. But yeah, so far it is. I just got sidetracked. I'm thinking about the future here and what these next minutes are going, but that shotgun doesn't seem to be the key. You know, I'm interested to see if we see Pesky or Sphynx take out the P90, because that seems to really be the ticket to a lot of these sequences.
Yeah, I think at the distance that they're using, the shotgun for me is a close-up weapon. They're shooting like down the hallway. I wonder if there's drop-off, if the shotgun has that spread and drop-off on distance, or just randomization of the spread kind of thing. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it won't be. 4 shots there with the shotgun. So there's 2 shots there with the shotgun to take down the heavy. So he's down to 4 in the shotgun. Did not reload it.
That's a good
second zombie. Then the elevator music. Now he's trying to get through that door faster than he's looking to open.
Flying through it though, and again, one thing I want to talk about here coming up is this sequence. Killing the zombies in this order, I think, is actually hurting. We saw the different order coming through, and I think it hurts him right here. This is seconds ticking down, waiting for that zombie to pop up that aren't slow mode. Whereas I think when we were watching Abomination, their route allowed them to maintain the slow motion all the way up until that zombie popped up, and they killed it. And so, again, routing really a key element here. And curious to see what this score is. I think that was their best run trip. Oh, yeah.
I think it was. Shaved another second off. 1 second off.
Yeah. You can see A-Bomb, not too upset with that. 5 seconds off their personal best, which isn't bad, and 8 seconds, 9 seconds, or about 8 seconds behind Abomination there. But wow, I think A-Bomb right now is running away with first. You know, they are doing fantastic with these first 2 maps. They've got a comfortable lead now. How long that stays, we'll see how Pesky and Sphynx do on the second map. But I'm putting my eggs in the Abomination basket for first place. I do want to kind of get our attention over into second and third, though. Right now, that's I think where the tight competition is going to come down. Where, you know, Game On really needs to make sure they're performing their best, because Pesky is going to come in and try and do their best. I mean, Pesky's going to come in and improve on the runs. We saw him get better over the course of those runs. He's capable of doing it and adapting, shifting sequences, all of that. And so, again, just curious to see what Pesky can bring out here on the speed element of things, because so far it is. I want
to talk about the sequences too. Like you were saying, they can change those up as they play. If you know, they've got 3 tries, so maybe you do sequence and it doesn't work out. I will say, for me personally, I clear left to right. That's how I've always worked. And so, knowing that that doesn't work in this game, like I would play one of the maps. I forget which one, but I would play it because it was short, and you could then go into the same room and try practice clearing with different methods. You take the closest zombie first. You take the one that's going to throw something at you first. You take the one that's running at you first. There's so many different options, and you need to figure out the way that maintains that multiplier. Like you were saying, you want to kill zombies kind of spaced out. Technically, you don't want the multiplier to come
off
down, but you want it to stay long enough that the other zombies come into frame so you can deal with them while you still have a multiplier. So it's a little bit of a timing thing. You don't want it to be too fast, because then you're just waiting and your multiplier runs out.
Right. Yeah, it's I do again want to see if we get that shift in meta and strategy. We do have the scoreboard up now, so you can take a look. It is up and running, have no fear. Well, it should be. There we go. Abomination, our top leader now. The score line's getting combined. The aggregate times, you can see. Also runs completed, so you do know how many runs they've done. But so far out the gate, geez, this is going to be fun, man. A solid lead, like I said, for A-Bomb. We'll see how Pesky does in this second run, but man, they are 13 seconds right now. They have a 13-second lead to Game On after these 2 maps, and that's comfortable. In a speedrun event trip, I think
that's
pretty comfortable. A-Bomb's really going to have to not know the third map, plain and simple. They're just going to have to not have a good route for the third map for this to be close, and I don't know if anyone's really unprepared. We see top times coming in for these maps that are close, you know, to fast times that we're seeing here today. And so, you know, I'm curious what Pesky's top time is on this map, how that comes through. A lot of questions, you know, a lot of question marks that we have. And I think we are having another brief tech pause, but hopefully everything is sorted and we can get into that action soon. But what surprised you so far today, Trip, about this event? What maybe would you come in and are surprised to see? I have certainly a few things that I was not anticipating.
I was definitely not anticipating people swapping loadouts. I definitely thought that all these players would have their preferred loadouts, and I don't know if it was because of the map or because they just weren't comfortable with it. It seemed to me that it was the map, but I feel like they would have those already memorized. They would know, on this map I take this weapon set. So seeing them change it up, definitely being comfortable to do that is just shows how good these guys are overall. They can change the pistol, they can change their shotgun to a P90, and they can still put down. I mean, the times didn't change that much. We were talking a couple of seconds here or there, but they're all putting down like top of the leaderboard times with whatever they take.
Yeah, they really are. Pesky should be hopping in to the action shortly. I think he got the go-ahead. And so we should be jumping in to their perspective and seeing how they perform on this next map. We're getting another little look at some adjustments. Shifting off of Final Shot into the Homer Run perk. An interesting shift there. We'll see again if that impacts his speed time here in this map. It's a longer map, longer range shots. I didn't see what their secondary was, Trip. Was it still the shotgun?
The shotgun and the Zombieland revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah, Z Hunter revolver.
So I guess to your point, maybe some do have preferred loadouts that they just go with. This seems to be Pesky's preferred loadout. He's got that skinned revolver. He's got the skin on his shotgun. The trouble we have seen them run into is the misgrab on the shotgun. We've seen that multiple times. That miskill is going to definitely impact time. But going down for the secondary and not coming up with it right away, I think maybe it's the rush. The pressure when it's on, they're feeling too rushed to get it on. Oh no, and Pesky's missing several shots there. You can see a bit of a disgruntled shake of the head, and well, we'll see if they can sort of bounce back off the rest of this round. That's an interesting out the gate shot sequence. Oh, look at the lean, Trip. Getting the maximum time, shifts in the play space to just get that extra angle onto that last zombie.
Oh, that shotgun didn't look like it hit at all right off the bat.
I think they shot it too early. I don't think the sequence was ready. And here we're seeing the right to left. This is what I was talking about. The difference in how you take these shots. Oh, it's Pesky. He goes down for that kill at the bottom. I thought that was a time.
I thought it was a.
I thought that hurt your time.
I thought it was a homer. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you took homer run, so you can kill those homers. That's why you switched the perk, Trip.
Oh.
That's why we saw the perk shift. So
that makes so much sense.
So that during that sequence, Pesky can lean and kill that homer and keep the time tight. I wonder if I'm interested to see that he's not on that leaderboard. But a 28-477 coming through from Pesky here. What was I'm blanking on? Oh, I have it right here. I can just look at it in front of my face. I actually don't know what Abomination's score up for that last one was. I think it was a
21.895.
Yeah, so
best time.
Better than Scorpio, and that's what he needs to try and push up into second. Needs to execute this second map better than Scorpio, and so far has done that already with map 1. Now they can improve. Now they can shift and get their time a little bit better here, and I love to see the in-play space movement coming in from Pesky, Trip.
Yeah, he's definitely getting his lean on. He wants to get around those corners. He wants to see the zombies as soon as possible. Shooting through the door with the shotgun there.
And there's the lean.
There's some more movement. Yep.
The lean. And one thing I do notice about this revolver, it seems to really do well against those those guys that are sprinting at you that sometimes can take several bullets to the head to kill. This revolver really does quick work of them. And the shotgun shot missing there, that revolver shot missing, does make connection here. And again, we're seeing the homer to keep the slow-mo going. But as it drops off, that's not what he wants. He's trying to keep the combo, but it doesn't want it to fall off. And unfortunately, it does there. I almost feel like it's a secret strat that Pesky's brought here to us today, Trip, that he's switched up this loadout and he's going for that homer kill.
Yeah, it definitely gives him that ability to. It's telling him if the game is telling him how adrenaline works.
Yeah, he needs to get more of it.
He's trying to keep that adrenaline running, but yeah, shaving some time off, down 1 second, but not down enough to go into first place.
Now his PB is close to how well A-Bomb executed this first one, but he's literally going to need a PB here. They need to hit all shots, not much room for error. And that is of course, if they want to try and go up against A-Bomb. Right now, he's chipping away at a score that is, again, already below the highest score of GameOnScorpio's. GameOn's was 30.5 at the end of that round. And so Pesky is definitely going to be closing the gap that was created in the first round. Curious to see if they can switch places here. I guess we'll get to check out at the end of this map trip. This is his third and final run, and so far it's looking pretty good.
So, like we were saying earlier, the shotgun gives you instant adrenaline on hit, which is great. You don't need it to kill. You just need it to hit the zombie, like right there.
Yep.
It just gives you that and it gives you a multiplier for every time you hit. So if you shoot a zombie 4 times, you get a 4x multiplier on the same zombie. And Pesky's ready with two-handed shotgun pistol coming out of there. 21 seconds so far. We're seeing him slow down. He's slow. He's being very methodical on this approach. Hitting the homer, keeping his multiplier up. He's looking. Nope. Oh, he looked away. Or they come out the door. He gets him. He's out. He has to reload his pistol.
The fastest sequence there was 22, I think. So don't think this third map is going to be their best. Struggle in there again, trying to get that homer, but just not quite able to secure it. Let's see what the final score line of his day is. Not the best. So I think 27?
27,195 would be his best.
Okay. And we'll have to wait and see for the scores to compile where they lie on the scoreboard. We'll update you on that information once we have it. But for now, a tight race for second and third trip. That's to say the least. Very interested to see where this lines up. And oh, yeah, let's show it, Trip. Let's showcase this scoreline. Pesky has locked in second place. They are 3 seconds, literally the 3 seconds that they knocked off of their second round is what's getting them in second place right now, above GameOnScorpio. Sphinx up next has a bit of a tall order because they were, I think, 5 seconds behind Game off of that first map. And so this second one's, they're going to have to be in the 25s, really. You know, they're going to have to be down in the 25s to be putting themselves up in that second, third place contention space. But, wow, Trip. We got to update the font so that we're in sync here. But, yeah, so far, Pesky, second place. A-Bomb, commanding 10 seconds ahead now. Not 13, but still. 10 seconds is what Pesky's going to have to make up in map 3, essentially, if they want to get first. That's what everything here is showing us, Trip, is that A-Bomb's scoreline is looking secure, at least for now. See how long that lasts. But, wow. What a...
Maybe he's going to get a lucky day and get his 3 favorite maps. Maybe.
There you go. Yeah, maybe they'll get they'll get their best map here for maps 2 and 3. I don't know. We'll see what Sphynx can do. See what Pesky can do. We're not quite to that map number 3 just yet, but we are nearing it. And man, so far so good, Trip. Smooth.
We haven't seen any P90 on
from anyone else. Only from A-Bomb.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the real surprise. Why? It's clearly working. It's clearly getting him first. Maybe at this stage, after all the practice, Trip, they're just not comfortable with the P90.
I feel like getting the automatic adrenaline when you hit with a shotgun, especially on longer sequences, that seems like a better option to have. Just so you know, oh, okay, you shoot twice and you miss.
Yep.
You just pull out your shotgun, hit a zombie that's just shambling off to the side, and you keep that multiplier up instead of the P90 that you have to kill it. I don't know though. I mean,
I know.
You get so much more ammo with the P90. It just seems like a better option.
I'm having a great time with the desk, Trip. I'm having a lot of fun watching these players play and duke it out. I suppose while we have some downtime, Trip, we might as well mention the VR Master League. If you're interested in getting involved and competing at esports at a high level, you can head on over to VRML.com, where you can register and join for several competitive games that we run leagues for, including Echo Arena, Onward, Snapshot, Pavlov, obviously, as we have some Pavlov veterans playing in this tournament, and some Echo Arena veterans. And so, it's a space to go if you want to be able to compete in with a ranked ladder-based system and do tournaments, one-off tournaments like this, have an opportunity at cash prizing. We have plenty of sponsors that come through and offer hardware sponsorships as well. There's a lot to look into. You pick your favorite game and see if you want to get involved. Check it out, vrml.com. You're too late to join this event. Sorry to tell you, you missed out. And if you did miss out, you could have not missed out by following us on Twitter and social media. You can head over to Twitter and follow the VR Master League Twitter, as well as all of the unique ones for each league. Echo Arena, Onward, they all have their own Twitters so that you can always stay up to date on when streams are going live, when they're being broadcast. Maybe when it's someone's birthday. Who knows? You know? Trip, I don't know when your birthday's coming up, but preemptive happy birthday to you, I suppose.
You are like a whole year off.
Delayed happy birthday, then we'll do that. I'll be a month short or something like that. Month late. But yeah, it's I highly recommend checking it out. But enough from me, Trip. I want to get back into the headshot shooting.
I think we're about to do that. Let's get back into it.
I want to get back into the shooting. I want to see what Sphinx is going to put up here for this second map of the day. Not our final. We're not there yet. We're close, though. You're on the cusp.
What is the loadout we're rocking here? Let's see.
P90.
Yep.
And
P90
revolver.
and revolver.
Interesting. A bit of a mix and match here. And seems like we fixed our tech issues as well, so smooth sailing from here on, Trip. Sphinx ready to go. This actually looks like the cleanest yet as they dive in to start off. And I think, you know, one thing I noticed you mentioned in Trip is that he's dual wielding the P90. That seems to have an impact here on that spray because the one-handed of the P90 did not seem nearly as accurate out the gate there.
You can see he's having a little bit of trouble gripping it looks like, keeping the second hand on, and he's running out of ammo. He's not keeping track of his revolver rounds. Not keeping a mental note, even though there's a big number right in front of him on the back of the revolver.
Oh, almost gets hit. We haven't seen anyone fail yet in a round, which is possible. I mean, if you get hit twice in this game, your round's done. And that your score is the score. You can't get it better. It's it's whatever it is. And so we'll see if they can improve on this back half here. Looks like we are getting a bit of a... Again, if there is any connection problems, we do apologize for that. Hopefully we can sort those out going forward. But still, we get to see the run. And getting to this sequence was 24 seconds. That was where some of these players ended on. Here, and so interesting. Oh, it's the Homer perk getting picked up as well.
Also, yeah, taking Homer run. Yep.
But those missed shots, you know, whether you get Homer or not, missing those revolver shots is going to hurt. About 7 seconds off of the split that we saw coming in from Game and Pesky, and so not quite as fast through the later half of this round, but still a solid bit out the gate. And we'll see what their end score line is for the start for this first map. Yeah, 36-561. That's going to be about 13 seconds. Or no, excuse me, about 6 seconds off of Pesky and about 6.5 off of Game On. Room to improve there for sure. We'll see if they can clean up this sequence here, but these missed shots are brutal because as the revolver runs out of ammo, that reload trip takes forever. Able to work their way through here pretty well. You do see again that reload just causing seconds of time. Missed shots here severely impacting the performance through that hallway. Does get rid of the heavy pretty quick, but again, a revolver reload impacting the speed that they are even able to get through some of these zombies. Really seeing it slow them down and see if they can get fast through this sequence. Again, another reload, but RA, I think a second slower. I think they were here at 18. I can't be sure.
Can you reload that revolver while in an adrenaline and still keep the adrenaline? That's the real question.
Oh yeah, geez, I don't even know.
Reloading it when needed, which you know is we're talking 7 rounds, 6 rounds if you 6 rounds in the revolver, 7 if you reload it with 1 in the chamber still, which is not how revolvers work, people. But
what do you know?
Or maybe it holds 7. Maybe it's a 7-round revolver. I don't know.
Are you in the Zombieland universe? Okay, you don't know how many bullets revolvers hold. Okay, could be 15. All right. 6 though is the standard, and yeah, you can count it. Count your shots, right? Make sure and to your point, you don't really have to. You have a big number ticker in front of your face to show you what your score is, but you can still, I guess, do it. And so, second run for Sphinx is an improvement. 39. No, it's not actually. 4 seconds slower than their last one. Those missed shots again, just killer. I think swapping between guns is going to be more important here. I don't see a lot of that happening from the likes of Sphinx. we do kind of teleport around there. Apologies for those. A bit of missing that sequence there, but yeah, we do apologize for any of those tech hiccups. Hopefully we can iron those out. We are obviously making improvements. This is much smoother than what the first one was, but still having issues. And either way, there's only one of the contestants, and they are still playing smooth on there. And I think that's important to remember, right, Trip? While they are playing in this tournament, their performance is not being impacted by anything that they are doing here. That sequence was 4 seconds lower than they were 19 when they got into that elevator last run. So a lot better coming through here, hitting the shots that they need to hit.
And now we're in the big room. He is clearing right to left again, and we're seeing him not maintain that combo, though. The one on the ground is the easy shot. He does let you get your combo, and the homer run right there, also maintaining the combo, but waiting for that zombie to come up from behind the Coke machine, burning through your time.
28, that's closer. 28's closer to the times that we saw coming in from Pesky and Game On around this sequence, and so I think this time should be pretty good. Curious to see what it is at the end of the run. And again, apologies for those hiccups, but hopefully we can iron those out for our final map from Sphynx. Either way, let's see what it is. A 31-173. So yeah, their best run by a long margin. And that's crazy to think about, Trip. They cut down their score by 8 seconds between rounds.
Yeah. It's a lot of time shaved off. I don't know what it was on that last round that made it feel so much better. He definitely did better on the clearing on that the big room across the board. He right to left maintained his combo all the way through except for the last two, which was a huge improvement over a couple of missed shots, a couple of stutters with the reload, and I think he got a feel for how many zombies were in each room so that he could maintain his reloads when he needed to, right? He reload when, potentially before he needed to, because he knew that he was going to have 7 shots coming up.
Yeah.
He needed all those rounds because reloading now is better than reloading mid-combat. Yeah.
Curious to see if they shift their strat going into map 3, if they stick with that P90. Definitely seemed to work well. I mean, Sphynx cut down, way more competitive in that second map. Clearly, we can see it, but way more competitive, and that's all we're looking for here at the VRML, right? We want to see the best of the best duke it out. Let's pop in, update that score line, see where everyone's at. Get that to update. Sphynx, about 6 seconds back from game on, which is not a lot. That is not a lot. 6 seconds can get cut down or added.
Yeah.
This map 3
or added.
I think, again, I still put my eggs in the A-bomb basket. I think that their Pavlov experience and their shooting expertise is going to carry them through here and through this final map. But it's anyone's guess, Trip. They've been prepared for those first two. Are they going to be prepared for this last one? Are they going to have a route ready to go that's going to be maximized and optimized like it has been for these last two maps? I don't know, but I think A-Bomb's coming in here the most prepared. I think that's the easiest thing to tell so far, right? They have definitely been practicing every map.
Yeah, I don't see A-Bomb dropping 10 seconds, 13 seconds, 19 seconds. Like that's a huge split on a time trial that even if you didn't do well, so if you don't do well and they do well, then it's obviously those two work together and they could make up that time, split the difference. But that's a lot of time. That's you doing almost 10 seconds worse and them doing 10 seconds better.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, it's true. It is not an easy number to overcome, but we'll see. We are moving into map 3 in just a few minutes here. I think we will cut to a brief 5 or 3 minute break. We'll grab some water here at the desk and get ready for our final map. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, we will have map number 3 underway, Abomination, up first, and the final map of the Zombieland Invitational. Don't go anywhere. Intermission. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for patiently waiting for us to get back into the action. Just needed to take a brief pause so that we could get some hydration here on the desk. We need to stay and keep our voices silky smooth and deep for the podcast, as we do. But map number 3 coming up, Trip. And if you are just tuning in, this is the Zombieland Invitational. $10,000 on the line in cash prizing. First place comes away with $5,000. There is a huge amount of cash up to grab here for these competitors. Second place, I think it's like 2.5, thirds, 1,000, fourth still in the money. I mean, there is money dispersed here across all of these players. And so we talk about the pressure. We talk about how it's mounting up here. We're in the final map, Trip, and things are on the line right now. This is when it all comes down to this.
It really does. And, you know, Pesky definitely going to be feeling the most pressure here. He has to shave off 10 seconds to get up into that first place. You know, I don't know. Maybe Pesky likes this map. We don't know. We should have asked them beforehand. We should have been like, give me your top 3 maps. Yeah. I want to know so we can see going into this. Are they expected to do better? Is this their favorite map kind of thing?
Right.
But we are going to be hopping into Bowling Realm for the final map of today's championship tournament.
Yeah, and it looks like the players needed that break too. So a good thing we did take it, let them get a breather, shake out the nerves, Trip, and get ready for this final map. It does look like A-Bomb is ready, and so we should be getting into this action shortly. Jeez, the pressure, man. It is on right now. I can feel it in my heart. We're going to Bowling Realm. This is not an easy map. And I'm curious to see what we get. A rank S time is 29 seconds. His best was 11, Trip. Clearly.
That is a fast time.
Yeah, I think that they're ready for Bowling Realm. A-Bomb getting a good look at the castle they're about to dive into. And let's see what they're capable of. Let's see if they can put up another incredible score. And Trip already. They know where the first zombie is.
90.
He knows where the first zombie is. He's prepped for it. Already ready to shoot it. Knows the exact route. Yeah, this is going to be fast. This is going to be tough for anybody to compete so with. Oh, jeez, they're flying.
12x, 13x, 14x. Oh, man. If he maintains a multiplier through this whole thing, this might be his best run yet. 20.
He shot through the wall. The door hadn't opened.
He lost his multiplier.
Yeah, because he didn't get the kill through the wall. He was literally shooting as the door was opening and doesn't get that kill.
Explosives. We haven't seen that happen.
No, we haven't. And you see how he got that kill in the door? I mean, this is an insane route coming in here. And again, all P90. We even seen, I think, maybe one pistol shot come in. It's been pure.
Well, he's only got 3 rounds left.
Yeah, well, here we go. The wave of zombies coming down the lane. Pushes through all of it. Oh, that's a big miss, and you can see the quick switch to the pistol here. Now he's out of that SMG, and so it's all pistol for the rest of this round. And oh, hey, there's some time. Yeah, you can see the head shake. There is some time that's ticked away. There's an opportunity. The problem is, Trip, that it's not just 1 run, it's 3. So A-Bomb can come back and improve. 20 seconds coming in, not his best. Woo. You can see him underlining 11 as his best. Can do better, but 9 seconds under an S tier marking, so pretty good.
I'm just gonna say 9 seconds faster than that would be very impressive. I mean, I
don't know how you go. How do you keep the combo? You never lose a combo.
It has to be a perfect combo.
That's crazy.
He's getting ready for it. He's got that first zombie. He's aimed up. Here we go.
Pop up balcony, right back down to the headies, and all SMG. There's the pistol for a brief moment, and you know what he's done? He's calculated when the pistol shots need to come in and when the reloads can come through. This is all part of the route that he has devised for this map. Very clearly prepared for this map, and this time he actually gets the kill through the wall. So that's what he was looking for, Trip, to keep the slow going. Does he keep the combo? No, he doesn't. He loses it on the explosion, but it almost looks like it never drops off there.
Yeah, it may have dropped for a little bit, but I mean, we're talking minimal seconds. The reload, taking a little bit of time there for that reload. Not sure if that will hurt him. Getting all the zombies coming out of the bowling alley, the parade of zombies. It's literally a shooting gallery. Still has 19 rounds, so he's doing a little bit better on the ammo conservation than he was previously.
Oh, way better
Gets
through
both
this
of those.
sequence.
Now he's out of P90, and he is outside.
it's crazy to see the difference of literally 10 bullets in your P90 and what it can make. Absolutely flew through that sequence, and oh my goodness, dude.
Boy.
I don't know how you do. I don't know how. I think if you're a betting man, Trip, A-Bomb's going to be our first place winner here. I don't know how Pesky does. It's actually impossible, right? It's impossible for Pesky to get first now. He can't. He has to get 2 seconds on this map.
Yeah, you're right. That's how the math would work out. He would have to get a 2-second time, which is not going to happen. So A-Bomb definitely walking away with the win today. But let's see if he can go better. Let's see if he can beat that time. He has a personal best that's better, and this is looking way smoother. He's at a 5 combo, 6 combo, 7 combo, 8 combo. He's going. This is where he lost his first combo, and he didn't lose it there. He's at a 10 now. Oh, but he's slowed down on the door.
Yep. The door. He missed the ground zombie through the door. He was shooting bullets, Trip, before the zombie was spawned into the space. And then the bullets traveled and impacted the zombie as it came in. The routing is insane coming in from A-Bomb here. And,
let's see if he can hold. He needs to keep his ammo count up. He's at 18.
Oh,
he reloaded. He just gave up 18 rounds of ammo in his P90, so he didn't have to do a reload while these zombies are coming down.
It's because this final
and I think that's going to fight him.
No, I don't know. He has to have it here, and he has to have it for this, and then he has to have it for this door. So he can shoot through the door, and he makes it to the final sequence, just like he did last time. I don't think it's as fast, though. I think 12 seconds is going to be as quick as we can get from him here today. We'll see. Takes down 43. No, 14, 4. Always fun. I can't do the math fast enough. I know you can't, so we have to rely on the ticker.
I was like, that definitely looks like under 10 seconds, and the math is like, no, that's not right.
This is why we have the scoreboard, which we will direct ourselves to now, Trip. We don't have to do any of the dang math. We can let the API in the game do it for us.
This show would be like an hour longer if we were here doing, time math on our own. Sitting here with pencil and paper going like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's impossible. Right now, if you look at the scoreline, A-Bomb is 42-429, and Pesky is 40-473.
Yeah.
So, Pesky's going to have to turn his hacks on for this final map, plain and simple. This next run, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know, but what he is going to do here is compete for second, right? We're watching the rest of these runs. We're not done with this tournament by any means. Just because A-Bomb is secured first, there's still $5,000 to compete for between these 3 players. Okay, there's still second, third, and fourth to go up, and there is good chunk surprising behind second, third, and fourth place. And so, Pesky may be feeling some pressure relieved, I guess, that he doesn't have to get first, but it's him and Scorpio and Sphinx duking it out for second, third, and fourth, and these rounds are going to be important. These runs are going to have to be smooth from Pesky, and maybe he can learn a thing or two by watching the run there, the spectacle of a run from Abomination. Trip, we were talking about it. I don't know how a 10 isn't a top on the leaderboard. A 10 seconds, his personal best, has to be number 1 on the global leaderboard, too. I don't know how you get lower than that.
I don't know. I mean, I know that Pesky and Abomination definitely don't hold the number 1 spots on some of these maps.
Right.
So like people are putting in faster times. But like we said, they didn't compete. They didn't know about it. Maybe they didn't want to do it. I don't know. But they're not here today, and Abomination is clearly taking the crown. And we're talking about people that potentially could have done that a million times.
Yeah.
They had no limit, right? So they can just keep running the map over and over. Yeah.
Yeah. When we talked about it at the start of the tournament, but as soon as you have a bad shot or you miss one of those bullets, it's that's it. That's not the best run. I'm gonna restart, and you restart, and it's not an option here. It's a different element. Clearly not a factor for Abomination. Very comfortable on these maps, but we'll see what Pesky and Game and Sphinx bring out. This map is crazy, dude. I mean, it is not an easy one to get through. I don't know how the shot he's gonna serve. In a high,
Pesky,
I mean, there is a lot of zombies coming out here. It's almost like that big mag. I wonder if one of the perks A-Bomb's taking is increase the mag of your secondary, so he has more P90 ammo, and that's why the reliance on the P90 is so heavy. We're seeing so much come in on these perk decisions, right? I mean, huge route differences and really impacting a lot on how these people play. I watched this trip, and I just can't help but think that there's got to be more. You know, that we got to get some new maps in this and do more of these events, because this is really fun to watch. There is a lot of nuance to the top tier and doing the best, and we're getting a good dose of it all the way down, right? We're seeing what it's like if you've mastered a route like A-Bomb, but it's also what happens if you have to adapt and adjust like Sphinx. And in both cases, A-Bomb doing fantastic, but then Sphinx improving on their runs. You know, each run, 9 seconds cut off between their second and third run here on that last series. And so, yeah, super curious to see where we go from here. What Pesky and Game do in particular is going to be the exciting bit that's coming up in just a few seconds. Pesky ideally ready to rock. Hopefully doesn't have any tech issues or any sort of pauses on that front, and we can be jumping in to our next round in a few minutes here, Trip. But while we have a bit of a pause, a shout out to everyone tuning in on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Venues. If you aren't aware, you can go ahead and pick up your Oculus Quest or Quest 2, download the Venues app for free, and then log in and watch these games with other people in virtual reality. Your VR avatar will see other VR avatars. You can handshake, you can celebrate, you can fist bump, you can shoot confetti in the air, and you get to watch your favorite game on a movie-sized TV screen. I mean, it is a gigantic screen. It's a really cool way. Yeah, it's a really cool way to socialize and watch these events. I recommend checking it out if you haven't already. We've had like record signups for this Zombieland event coming in already, so I presume that the venue space is hopping, in which case, shoot some confetti in the air for me. I want to see a rain of confetti in there. But yeah, it is a really cool space to watch games, and we have stalled enough, Trip. Pesky is ready for Bowling Realm. His final map of the day, his final 3 chances at an opportunity to lock in a hefty sum of cash prizing. And I think he's going with his same loadout. I think I saw a shoddy revolver there.
His best time, personal best, was a 17 seconds.
Wow. That is crazy. Goes to show you the routing and how important it is, and how some of these players, like A-Bomb, have done a little bit of extra training on some of these maps. This sequence already feeling a bit slower than what we saw coming in from Abomination, but still a solid bit of work through here. He is flying through it with that shotgun. It's actually maybe one of the better rounds to use a shotgun on, Trip. Out of all of the ones we've seen, this actually has some pretty close quarters combat.
Yeah, being able to maintain that. He's at a 22 multiplier, only killing like 18 zombies. So like keeping that multiplier up 26 now. Yeah, he keeps going. He's got 5 rounds still in the shotgun.
He kept it there.
The explosion there. Yeah, he's going good. 31 combo now. 32.
Well, this is
33.
Nearly a perfect run.
It just keeps climbing. It's looking so good. And he's keeping the combo. He's almost at 40.
All right, this is a hard sequence, Trip. There's a lot of zombies here, and he's going to have to reload at some point.
Man.
He keeps the slow-mo up with the shoddy shot, and the combo is still going. 48 off of that last one.
Shoddy shot. The shotties for when he reloads the pistol, it keeps his multiplier up. He's got a perfect multiplier. Perfect multiplier.
What's the time? Because I'm curious. We're clearly seeing 17
seconds.
Is that his PB?
Yeah, that's his personal best. Right? New personal best.
He just set his PB, and it's still 5 seconds off of Abomination. But
that's insane.
Again, Trip.
But it was a perfect multiplier. He didn't miss at all. I don't understand.
Clearly, the routing and the pacing of that P90 just gets you through faster, and that's what we talk about, right? There are the mechanics of the game, but there's clearly A-Bomb's figured out a way to speedrun this game a little bit differently than the normal way of speedrunning it, because that time was crazy. The routes were insane from him. Even this route from Pesky is very practiced. It seems like he was anticipating this map to be a potential threat here, and that's a bit better through that space here. Keeps the multiplier going. Oh, almost losing it there with some missed shots. Those are going to impact him a lot. And he's got an arm coming at him. That's going to actually up his multiplier, but Trip, like we said, he's not getting those kills, and so even though he has the multiplier, he's still not moving fast enough through this sequence. I mean, geez, how can you go any faster? You gotta wonder. That was a great bit of headshotting there.
He's at 42. He's definitely got a higher multiplier than last time at this point.
Uh-oh.
And this is great.
Oh, there it is.
Missed it. No, he's not happy about that.
Round number 2 kind of
seconds.
botched. You know, that's a wrap on this one. Oh, he didn't reload either gun.
Oh no. Oh no.
The head shake of disappointment coming in there from Pesky off that one. Not going to be a PB there, Pesky. 20 seconds coming through. 3 seconds off his best. Last one. Last run to improve. And, you know, if I'm game, I'm a little concerned here. You know, this is a great route from Pesky. You have to perform at A-bomb level, potentially, to come out and on top here and get the lead. I mean, good luck. We'll see what the final scoreline is. But right now, with 17, yeah, it's going to have to be a 5-second difference. No, a 3-second difference per game. So game's going to have to pull out a 13 or a 14 if Pesky doesn't improve here.
I think he's improving. This feels faster coming through that first 2 sections there.
That section looked really clean as well. Uh-oh, that missed, though. That might hurt. I think he's about... I want to say he's like 4 seconds faster through there. Oh, much better
That's
job,
a miss.
too.
He shot the chair. Nope. He still got the multiplier.
Yeah.
27.
And that was faster. He got the kill way before he did last time. He does lose it
the
there.
multiplier there.
Oh, yeah, that might impact him. Misses that shot. Has to go around the homer.
No,
Oh, no, yeah. This third round.
Oh, no. The head shake mid-round.
Restart. You can't, though. Yeah, keep going. He has to push through his final round here. Looking like his best time is going to be a 17.
I mean, he did get a personal best, so.
Yeah, it's true. Can't really ask for better. A very solid job from him. Has to switch to the shotty. Yeah, this third round's not gonna cut it. Can tell you that. Oh no, the shotty not shooting. Hello. Oh, there it is. He just goes for the style points for his final round or his final map, and yeah, a solid performance. Again, a PB coming through here. 21-4-7 there for the final. 17-9 though. That's his best, and a little update here on our score line. We can keep you posted on the overall scores. That'll be updated in just a moment. So far, though, Trip, geez, this second to third place competition is fierce. Again, A-Bomb looking good. Has a commanding 16-second lead right now against Pesky, but
I mean, he's won at this point, right?
Yeah. He's locked
Everyone
in there.
else is,
Yes. A-Bomb is definitely our winner. We'll be getting an interview from him at the end of the stream. I have a ton of questions. You know, how much does he practice? What are his favorite perks? All sorts of stuff. What's his favorite rule? It's probably Rule 69, considering how fast he went. But there is so much clearly that goes into the A-Bomb's performance here, and we'll definitely get an ear full of that at the end of the event. We're not there yet, though. Still have Scorpio and Sphinx to duke it out. Sphinx only 6 seconds back from Scorpio. That time on a map like this, certainly able to come back from. And so if Scorpio doesn't come in here on this Bowling Realm map and put up a PB, dare I say, I think there's opportunities for Sphinx to really close this gap from third to fourth and potentially bump him down. I don't know if it's what I expected per se, because Game was the winner of the Quest for the Best, the content creators tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, Abomination, 3 maps completed with a faster time than Games with 2 maps completed. So like an insane. He basically lapped them. I mean, like that's a huge improvement on times. And Abomination didn't. Which one did he win? Was he the first qualifier? Yeah, he took the first qualifier.
And then didn't compete in the others. So we didn't really get to see if he was this sort of mega threat. We could clearly see, I think he had a 2-second lead between first and second in his qualifiers. So, you know, evident that they have strats formulated. But man, again, it's what I love about what we do at the VRML and how we really do cultivate a competitive environment for anybody to join in. You know, Game On's a content creator. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's here competing in the top 4 in what is a very high-tier competitive event. I mean, performing above and beyond my expectations on speed from both A-Bomb and Pesky. And now I do want to see what Scorpio brings to the table here. It's going to be fun to watch these final two contestants duke it out. And hopefully we are going to be jumping into that action shortly. I think players are ready. And so as soon as game fires up that map, we'll dive in.
There we go.
Man. And you know, they do have breaks, Trip, but it's kind of hard to stay locked in for 2 hours of competition. It is no easy task to be right here at the highest level, as we're saying, competing. 19 is his PB. Interesting.
You gotta say, you gotta remember that there is a shooting range in game, so they could technically just be sitting in there.
That's true.
Shooting.
That's a great point. That's actually probably what they are doing. Sitting there just honing in their shots, figuring out what guns they like best. GameOnScorpio, again, a fantastic YouTube creator, also streams live on Twitch. I recommend you go follow him on YouTube as we pop in our second to last contestant of the day. His first run of 3. Already with a slower trip. Has to work around that middle zombie, that slow fall to their death. And yeah, this sequence not quite as fast as that revolver, it seems.
The reload time on this is so much faster than the typical. You can keep putting rounds down range. You might miss more. Oh, there's an arm in the air. Oh, there's a leg in the air. Nope.
One of the things I love about this game, man, it is so true to the Zombieland brand. They do ridiculous stuff. You get water bottles thrown at you, you get sex toys thrown at you, you get arms and limbs thrown at you. You have fans with the #1 sign on their hands screaming. It is a really cool game. And obviously, as part of the story, you get to interact with Tallahassee and all the folks from the movie. It is a really, I mean, dare I say, one of the best movie adapted games that I really had an opportunity to play. It is incredibly addicting and super fun. A good run here from Game On, but I don't know if it's going to rival that of Pesky.
It doesn't feel like it was fast enough. I think that was a 20-second time.
Well, you didn't do the math good enough, Trip. It's a 28-second time.
28? That's a 20. Yeah, it's 20.
All right, I'll give it to you. 8 seconds off. Quick math's tough. I can catch you some slack. But still, 10 seconds slower, 11 seconds slower than Pesky. Pesky probably feeling pretty happy right now about his performance there on this final map. I mean, truly, think about that. Under competition. Oh no, where's the shotgun? Get it up!
Wow, what happened there? He missed the grab multiple times.
Yeah, this round 2 is going to get really tough. Not as fast. You can see the head shake. He's upset about missing that floor zombie. Talking about some of these more down the route, he goes for throws. Forgot about that. Oh, goes for a detonator. Trying different routes is what we're seeing here in Strip.
Yeah, he definitely knows it. That's what he's trying to see what he can do. Farther section. This one looks pretty clean.
Good double tap coming in there. Combo action. Go for it. Chest is important as an instant kill. Oh, and that's a great double tap. That's probably the fastest through that part we've seen. With that fast zombie sprinting along the side. But I don't know, again, this might be lower than his last, but I don't think it's a 17 based off of the speed that Pesky put up there. Certainly is closer, though. Oh, way closer, 22. Still, though, he technically has to do 3 seconds faster than 17.
I mean, I feel like he burned 3 seconds
there
going for the multiple grabs on that shotgun.
That's true.
So...
back to that sequence. See if that's a shot. Just slow and there's the shot. It does come up in time. Much faster and keeps the combo. So this isn't going to impact the score significantly. But he keeps the combo going.
He lost the combo, but he's still maintaining a combo. Having adrenaline is really important. Turning out. Oh wow! Almost getting taken out there by that final zombie.
Lost track of what he had reloaded. Has to get the arms. And back to time as well. Avoids the Homer King. Fly through. That's a good sequence. Oh, I thought he missed the headshot there because the TP got in his way, but it went through. Thankfully, the TP isn't 2 seconds. And it doesn't protect you from bullets, but again, this sequence, I honestly feel like one of the toughest sequences to really fly through, and your timing matters a lot. Which one you go for determines a lot of how successful you can be.
Yeah, and his runs on this section have felt really good. It's just before getting there where it costs him a lot of time.
Oh no, and the shot, he doesn't kill that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the head shake again. Not terribly pleased with that final run. I think his fastest is going to be that 22, which will lock him in concretely into that 3rd place. So technically, we have our ranks. We're still going to watch Sphinx compete and see what their scoreline is, but I can see A-Bomb there bowing down, or Scorpio bowing down to A-Bomb's timeline, because frankly, Trip, it deserves a bit of a bow.
It is very impressive. I mean, we're talking 3 maps, 42 seconds total. Well, that's what, 10.5 seconds, 10.3 seconds a map? Like, that's crazy.
It is wild. Again, really cool to see that there is a player like A-Bomb that is so competitive in this game. I mean, they really came here today, Trip, with everything planned. They didn't know the maps. He did not know the routes, but you saw his PBs all super low. He didn't get close to any of his PVs on these maps. And so he's very clearly made sure that on every map, he has a full understanding of the best route to take to optimize that scoreline. To that extent, it even feels like both Pesky and Scorpio also did too. It's just a matter of how they optimized their routes, right? I mean, maybe they could go back, look at A-Bomb and say, oh, okay, if we do another event, if we have another tournament, I'm going to try his strategy this way next time. And then A-Bomb's not going to necessarily have the upper edge. I hope that there's more to come, more events like this. Hopefully everybody that's tuning in is having a good time, and we can see some more invitationals. But already, Trip, it's been super fun. This first one out the gate here today. Glad to be a part of it, to say the least. And really looking forward to seeing what Sphinx puts up there on their final run, seeing how they execute there. Hopefully we've figured out all of our tech issues as well, and we can wrap up the event on a good couple of clean runs. But we have to wait for them to prep and get ready, and once they are, we'll pop into the action. What a tournament, though. Again, well, as we pause, a shout out to everyone that has been tuning in today. We really do appreciate everybody that's been dropping by. It means a lot to us, your support and hanging out and watching these matchups and proving that there's a lot of interest in watching competitive VR esports, because frankly, what's better? I love it. You love it. Trip loves it. We all love watching a good quality competitive VR action unfold in front of us. And if you have been wondering who the heck we are, my name has been Nightfire. This is Trip, with technically 3 nifs. If you get under that shirt, there's some science to be had. But not today, not here on stream. Either way, we do appreciate you tuning in. Those are our names. We are casters. We've been casting in the competitive VR esports scene I've been at it for 4 years, Trip, I think for 2, maybe a little bit more now in the casting front. But we've definitely put in our work, and we love competitive VR action. I mean, Trip, there's nothing I like more than sitting in and watching Onward, Pavlov, Snapshot, Pop One, anything that's VR and competitive. I want to be in there and taking a look at it.
I love watching people compete. I mean, I've watched more games now, games that I don't even play. Like, I mean, I've commentated on O-Shape doing their competitive thing. I've commentated on Pop One. I've commented. It's so much more fun. I'm not good at some of these games, but it's so much more fun to watch because these players are playing at their peak, and it's crazy to see how good the competition can be.
Yeah, it does seem like we're still having some tech difficulties on Sphinx's end, and I wonder maybe if we just cut to the interview with Abomination. I'd hate to miss out on the final runs, but if we are having these sort of tech hiccups, I wonder if it's worth just kind of moving on. We know who our finalists are, I suppose. Although we do have to see what his final scoreline is. If Sphinx comes out here and dominates this bowling realm, then well, maybe they could take third away from GameOnScorpio. I do have to update scoreboard so that we have a better indicator, but I think we're okay. Just a little bit framey as we move through here. We'll still get to see what that score line looks like for at least one or two of these runs, but yeah, we are still having those tech issues, unfortunately, here on Sphinx's end. We do apologize for that, but kind of the challenges of the whole event. I'm pleased that it has gone smooth so smooth so far, Trip, to be quite frank, but I think we still be able to watch at least a run or two here of Sphinx. Oh, there's a bit of a...
Having to get a P90 reload in before the first section is not great. I'm not sure how he spent that much ammo.
And again,
he hasn't been hitting his combo either.
No, that's going to be the killer. We can at least see that, right? We can see those combos popping up, and when you see those drop off, it's definitely going to make an impact. He's trying to shift up the strat, going for the Deagle and the P90, and it seems like he's learning from the routing of his competitors, you know, trying to mimic the same route that Abomination threw in there with the P90 and the Deagle. Again, unfortunately, we are in a bit of a laggy situation here for this, but we'll be through it soon enough, and after this, we'll be interviewing some of the contestants to see how they felt. We're gonna push through at least this run, see what the score line is, so we have at least a base score line, and then we'll tune in to the leaderboard in a few minutes to see what it's like. That's gonna be tough though.
Taken out.
Yeah, really, truly.
Switching to the revolver, we didn't see the revolver being used on any of this map, and he's out of ammo on his P90, and he's running the revolver. That could bite him. I mean, the reload on this... Did he get taken out?
No,
he got that one.
He did get hit. Did take a bit of damage. I think we will be trying to cut over to Abomination after this round right now. And so, a good solid performance from Sphinx. Let's see what the score line is, at least for this run. See what kind of baseline that he'll be competing off of. 127.40, 53 off the clock, 34. Definitely so far on one of the slower routes. They have two more runs ahead of them, and so...
That was his personal best.
Oh, wow.
New personal best.
I think what we're seeing here then is a map that he wasn't ready for.
Yep.
Let's update the scoreboard, though, Trip. Let's get a good, solid reflection of where everyone lies right now, because that is where it's seemingly going to be. Everyone lies at the end of this event. GameOnScorpio is not going to lose out on that second place lead, I don't think. And yeah, you can see there after that third run coming through, there's the difference. We do also include that third run from Sphinx. And so this is the scoreline that we will end with. Spare the need to look at any more bit of that stutter and wrap things up here. Trip, I want to get your impressions first. This tournament, super fun to tune into.
It was so good. I want to give a shout out to the XRG guys for coming to us and wanting us to put this on. I mean, I think we've had a great time working with them. We've had a great time building the set, the leaderboards, just chatting with the people. I mean, we've had so much communication in the Zombieland channel with the players themselves, just them talking back and forth, like you said, building these strategies and giving feedback to the developers, even saying like, hey, this needs to be tweaked, this needs to be tweaked.
That door.
The community is just so engaged in this game, and it's so good to see.
Yeah, they've really come alive. We are going to grab on to Abomination, pull him up into our Discord channel, and get a few questions towards our champion of the Zombieland Invitational. Abomination coming away with that first place and $5,000. A-Bomb, congratulations. I want to get your sort of out the gate thoughts on this event, and also make sure that you unmute yourself so that we can all hear you.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I wasn't expecting that. The timing of that event was really great. I just finished my my Pavlov season. The season of Pavlov was over.
Yep.
And I was like, I didn't know what to do, so it was perfect timing to try and play.
Now, when you were playing this event, we saw what seemed to us to be some very practiced routes. Did you practice every single map and have specific routes for each map?
Yes. Yes. No, I don't know. It's just for me. It's like obvious. You just play. I just play it every day.
Yeah. We've talked about it here. It's an incredibly addicting game, and it can be played for hours every day. That's for sure. I certainly enjoy it. Trip got hooked on it this morning. One of the big questions we have: how do you kind of land on the loadout that you use? The P90, the revolver. You switch to the pistol, the semi-auto pistol. I just want to kind of know your thoughts on your loadout and how you got that set up.
So it's not necessarily the best loadout for the best runs. It's just after I qualified, I just didn't care anymore about just putting like best performance. I care about consistency. Like the P90, if you kill somebody with a P90, you don't need headshots. I still get headshots for like you get higher DPS if you get headshots, but you don't need it. So it's a lot faster and consistent to do that. And if you flick faster, if your like in real time movement is faster, you're faster in the clock as well.
One of the things that we okay, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's it.
One of the things that we noticed in terms of perks was some differences in routing and what some players took. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on that homer run perk where you can actually choose to shoot the homers? Have you tried that out in your runs, or did you just feel like it wasn't worth it and the P90 was the way to go?
Yeah, it's not worth it because so let me explain more the perks. So the first one is focus. Focus is almost required. You can't just leave focus because it brings your combo from one room to the next.
Okay.
And what it does, if you don't have it, you need to instantly pre-fire at the correct spot if you don't have that. And I'm not a god. I can't instantly pre-fire, so this really helps a lot. And the other one I have is the one that improves the accuracy. And to have, like, every headshot, you need to have accurate weapons.
Right.
So you can improve your DPS with that. Taking Homer on, I tried it. It's good for like extending the combos. So it's nice, not for getting the best runs, but like for when you have some challenges. To extend have the biggest combo. That on some maps it could be useful, yes.
Trip, you have any questions for our number one player today? I mean, A-Bomb, you surpassed my expectations on what we would see here today. Fantastic performance. I loved watching you. Trip, you have any thoughts?
How do you feel you did? I think you set a personal best on one of those runs, but you weren't even catching your personal bests on some of those others. Do you think you could have gone faster?
Oh yeah, no, I can go faster. Of course. I'm not trying. The first one, I was so nervous about the first map because I didn't know about how much Pesky and GameOnScorpio they train because they're on Oculus, so it's a different leaderboard. I don't know what they're doing and how they're doing.
Sure.
So I tried an ultra safe run, but even then, it was hard.
Yeah,
but sometimes I get PBs there.
We saw the hand shaking at the start of some of those rounds, that trembling in your aim. Do you think that impacted missing some shots or hitting certain shots?
Yes.
Do you run an angle offset in the game for the weapons?
No. I like to get it native. I move like the reloading spots and so on to have like faster movements.
Yep.
But not the angles. I angle my wrists. That's why actually I injured myself during the player. So I had to take 2-day break.
Interesting.
But then it was fine.
And do you have any like attachments, like a stock or anything like that, to stabilize your aim, or are you just because your aim looks super steady there, even with the hand shaking?
Yeah, that's a technique you train. I trained for Pavlov for the revolver in Pavlov. In Pavlov, so you put your wrist over your hand, so there you're ultra stable when you do that. So, but you can't do that in that game because to have maximum accuracy, you need to actually put both your hands close together. So you need actually to touch both hands together to get the maximum stability. But it's something I've been training on those games as well.
Yeah, we noticed the P90 spread definitely varies if you have one hand or two hands on it. Seems to
What
be
do
a
you
bit-
have? What are your plans for the prize money?
Yeah.
You're walking away with $5,000. What are you gonna go buy a new computer, another headset? You gonna go get your hands on a VAR You know, like what?
an
No,
omnidirectional treadmill, maybe.
No, I like competitive, and the thing is, I have some troubles with my teammates. Actually, I really want to show my teammates that actually training every day to reviewing the VODs and actually like being smart and they can figure stuff themselves actually if they try harder. So with my money, I really want to have some tournaments and do some coaching around with like the younger player. Sphinx. I think he could go a lot higher. If you look at his result in the practice range, he's like 2 seconds over everybody. It's insane. But he doesn't have this because he's too stubborn. I really want to help the kids be less stubborn. So I'm gonna organize some tournaments with us.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
maybe we'll be included in those too. Who knows? But either way, great to hear that the prize money is going to keep going to pushing more VR esports forward. That's what we're all about here at the VRML, is just to cultivate that VR competitive environment. Big congratulations to you, Abomination. Thank you so much for competing in this event. Again, congrats on getting first place. I don't think we got any more questions for you, so we do appreciate you tuning in, but that'll be it from you on our end. And Trip, it leaves us here at the desk looking at a scoreboard and reminiscing. Again, a shout out to everyone that has tuned in. A big shout out again to XR Games. Thank you so much to the developer team for putting up this whole tournament, for coming to the VRML, for asking us to do this, for cooperating so well together. It has been a true privilege to host this event. Hopefully everybody that tuned in really enjoyed it, and you'll go pick up the Zombieland Headshot Fever right now. You can download it anywhere. Literally anywhere you can find the game, you can get it. Quest 2, Steam, computer, Oculus, wherever you want to look for this game, you can play it and enjoy it and go up on the leaderboards and try and get your best time. And heck, maybe get ready for another Invitational. Who knows? Until that time, though, we will be signing off. Thank you again so much for tuning in across all the platforms. My name's Ben, Nightfire with 2 E's, my co-caster Trip, and we will see you all on the other side.